Hey guys, Avi.oziel here, back again in the precious metal video series. Basically, you just want to go over the difference of different kinds of silver that's available in the market. This silver is for investment purposes, so if you do recover any gold or different precious metals from your electronic scrap, what you can do is basically take the money that you get from scrapping your electronics and pretty much buy fine silver with that. I do recommend buying silver. Silver is at a very low premium right now, and it is considered in the precious metal category, which allows you to have a far advantage as far as getting ahead of the market before the bull rush happens. Same thing with what happened with gold when gold was at $200 an ounce and pretty much hit the markets with the bull rush, and of course went over $1,000 an ounce. So basically, I'm gonna go over the different kinds of silver that we have as far as investment purposes. If you want to take a look here, these are Canadian maple leaf coins. These are 1 ounce silver coins. They're government minted. So just a quick overview, the difference of the types of silver you could buy. These are issued from the Canadian government. This is actually the finest silver you can purchase in the world. These have 4 nines, 9999, which means it's 99.99% fine silver. So all the other 999 products guarantees only a pureness of 99.90%, which leaves a 0.10% of other content that could be in that silver round. So here you have 1 ounce Canadian maple leaf coins currently going for $25 an ounce, which is a couple of dollars over spot price. The current spot price as of today is about $22, so you can expect to pay $3 over spot for these coins. I think this is a very good advantage. I'm going to explain to you the difference of why they're good and why they're bad in a moment. The next we have here are 10 ounce bars. These are cast bars, which means that they are poured, and you can tell these are hand poured. So these come from Scottsdale, Silvertown. Silvertown makes 10 ounces. You can see there it's stamped 999. So this is 99.9% pure silver or fine silver, which means that the Canadian maple leaf is actually 4 nines. If we can catch a glimpse of that, which is 99.99%, and you can see right there it's got the 4 nines on it. So this is the finest silver in the world currently being produced. However, it does have some disadvantages as far as investment purposes goes. So onwards, these are 10 ounce bars. They're pretty much my favorite. I really like the natural look and feel for the bar. They're very smooth. They don't have that kind of metallic or shiny look, which is really not the natural look of silver. Silver happens to be more of a dullish color, but you can tell these are 10 ounce Scottsdale stacker bars. So Scottsdale silver. Now you can tell the difference of the color. This color is kind of a shiny finish, which is more processed. Now this is called a minted bar. A minted bar usually is refined by taking different rolls of silver, and they have a machine that presses a pattern or some kind of what do you call it, a mold is the right word, and it's molded down and then cut, and then they refine it further by putting their logo, and it's pretty much identical. The cool thing about these bars is that they're stackers, so you can stack them very easily, which is pretty cool. So you can take one and then stack it to the other one, and then you can put that in your safe and then carry them. So that's one advantage. The other advantage of this bar is it's a premium bar. It does have a serial number, so you can tell, and it also has a little swirl there, which is pretty hard to replicate as far as forgery goes. So this is pretty much very easily, but you can tell it's manufactured by those little lines. See that line you have right there? And personally, I don't like the look of it. They're nice, but if you look at the difference of the color of the silver, that's not the real color of silver. This is more of the color of tin, or the color of aluminum, in fact. And the real color of silver is that. It's more of a pure color. It doesn't have any shine to it. Sort of like gold, what I mentioned in my other video. The real gold has kind of an orangey hue. Doesn't have that flashy, bright look. The way you tell fake gold from real gold is if it has a very flashy look and looks really shiny, it's probably not real. It's probably just plated. The base metal underneath it is what's making it shine, such as stainless steel or aluminum or copper or whatnot. However, this is pure fine silver, even though it does have that metallic shiny look to it. It has been assayed properly and, correctly verified. It is in fact 99.9% silver. However, as far as investment purposes goes, for me, I do prefer these cast hand-poured bars. They are one of a kind. No two bars are the same, and you do have more of a kind of a roughy, natural look to it, and that's what I prefer. I prefer the more natural look to it. Each bar is unique, and they're very collectible. They're very sought after. A lot of people prefer these bars. They're hard to get, and when they do come in stock, they go pretty quickly. So you have here, these are reserve bars, another 10-ounce bar. So this is 10 ounces of silver, and you can tell how there's imperfections, such as over here, and you have in the back, different, little bumps, and that's basically the silver being poured into a mold. So when the silver, it actually takes a lot more to produce these cast bars than it does to produce these bars right here and these coins over here. So people may prefer actually the look and feel of these coins. However, it doesn't take much as loading paper into a printer to produce these things. All they have is a mold that they're replicating over and over, kind of like taking the same document and pressing print with 100 copies. However, these bars right here have to be individually poured. So these are cast poured bars, which means that they're hand poured, and everything that you see over here is done by hand or with precision machinery. So no two item is unique, and you can tell you have the little imperfections on the bottom. This is when it was poured, little bubbles. They are weighed to perfectly 10 ounces. So what they do is shave them on the side a little bit just to make sure it is in fact 10 pure ounces. But you can tell how beautiful and natural these look. It has more of a real silver feel and touch as far as the metal goes, being as natural and kind of virgin as it can get. So this is pretty much as close as pure fine silver as it may be. I like these bars because you can stack them. They're pretty cool as far as putting them in your safe, and you can stack them nice and evenly, and they're not that heavy to transport. These are 10-ounce denominations, so pretty much they're easy to liquefy. If you want to get rid of your silver in the event of the economic collapse or the pending financial doom in the next 5 to 10 years, the dollar is constantly going down. The US dollar is pretty much the worldwide trading dollar. All of the silver is being valued as far as spot price goes in the New York dollar, and because they can print more money, the value of these precious metals, including silver, gold, and platinum, especially silver, will go up because of the fact that you can't just print more silver. Silver has to be mined, it has to be taken from the ground, processed, and turned into these beautiful bars. And the difference with money is that they just print more money and doesn't take any processing, mining, or special kind of hard work to create. It just creates a lot more value for these silver bars and coins here. But if you want to protect yourself against the failing dollar and the inevitable doom of the financial economy, I would recommend investing in bullion, especially silver. This is your opportunity you had when gold was at $200 an ounce to buy silver. Silver is right now at $20 to $25 an ounce. Last year it was almost at $40 to $45 an ounce. However, you do have an opportunity now to buy because it is at such a low price. Now, if you think about it, precious metals, there are only three precious metals: platinum, gold, and silver. So if you look at the other two precious metals in the category of you got gold and platinum. Platinum is about $1,500 an ounce. Now, gold is at $1,300 an ounce on average. So if you look at it, both platinum and gold are over $1,000 per ounce. Now, silver, which is the third precious metal, is at about $25 an ounce. How does that make sense, where you have two of the three precious metals over $1,000 and silver being $25 an ounce? Not even $100, and just luckily almost broke $50 last year. So something is not right. This silver is very undervalued. This is not the true value of silver. Silver is really, in fact, a lot more valuable than the current price or spot price of silver. Why is it at $25 an ounce? Well, the reason is because the paper market is having a very big influence on the physical market. So all the physical bullion is very much influenced by the stocks and all the paper silver that's being traded. And a lot of people can easily swap trades and stocks, and in the paper market, it highly affects the real value of the silver. And when President Richard Nixon abolished the gold standard in 1971, basically all of the money was going down, and as a result the precious metals have gone up. Silver was $1 or $2, and back in the day they had 1967 was the last year, I believe, silver dollars, silver coins. So before 1970 you could have silver change in your pocket. But Nixon was smart. Vietnam people came back disabled and they couldn't work and they needed money. The economy wasn't doing so well because a lot of the younger people came back from war and couldn't work, and basically they decided to give everybody money for their silver and gold, and they abolished the gold standard, where you can actually, back in the day, go into the bank, take $1 of gold and get $1 in return of cash, or you can take, let's say, $100 of money and they'll give you $100 of gold. But you can no longer do that, and because of that, the banks have been hoarding the gold and printing more money. Doesn't take much to print money if the banks are in power, especially if the banks and the financial operators of this world are the ones who control the value of the gold. If they have the gold and they have the power from the mint and the government to print more money, then they're smart, because they're making their gold more valuable by them having the dual option of printing the money and at the same time having all of the gold. They just increase the value of the gold just by printing money. So money is fake. It does have the ability to be a way of trading and buying things, but at the end of the day, it's not where the true value of something lies. This is where the value is, folks. Gold and silver and other items coming along. Copper now. Copper is starting to become very big. China is supposed to be now the largest hoarder of copper at 54%. So before we get to the base metals, I just wanted to give you an overview of why it's very important to buy silver. You guys have an opportunity that's once of a lifetime. If you do have any extra money, buy yourself some silver. These bars right here go for about $2.50 each. These are 10 ounces, so each ounce at premium is about $25. Spot price is about $22 right now on closing on Friday, and you're going to about pay $2 to $3 over spot. So if you can buy yourself a 10-ounce bar, once a week or a couple a month, that would be good. Or if you just want to buy one coin at a time, you can do that. And you definitely think twice before spending your money. So when you have your money in silver, you basically ask yourself, do I really need what I'm buying? If you smoke cigarettes and you want to go to the convenience store and buy a pack of cigarettes for $10, you're going to ask yourself, if you have your $10 in a coin, and nice silver coin, and say, do I really want to cash this coin out so I can buy a couple packs of smokes? Maybe not. And you put it back. But if you have actual cash, then the money is very easy to spend because it's in your pocket and it's there. And when people look at the money, they don't have the actual value. They don't recognize it as being truly valuable. But when you look at silver and gold, you actually can see, you can feel, you could even hear the precious value that it contains. So people do think twice before spending their money when it's invested in precious metals. And that's why it's so important, especially over stocks and bonds and mutual funds, because that's just in a portfolio where you can look at your portfolio and see it on your e-banking or your statements. But at the end of the day, if you have the precious metals in your possession, you actually are in control of your money. This is total control of your wealth. You have it in front of you, you know where it is, you can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it, and you know in the event of a crisis, the bank is not going to tell you, sorry, there was a virus, the computers crashed, everybody's bank balance is at zero. Or the mutual funds, they reset and we don't know how much everybody has. Or the stock market crashes and everybody's back to zero. This, you're totally safeguarded, you're protected, and the best thing about it is that the dollar is always going to be valued a little bit less than the value of the precious metal. So this is always going to go up, and the dollar is inevitably always going to go down. So this is the perfect way to hedge against inflation, to protect yourself against the looming economy. And sooner or later, this is going to be the next way of trade. So to recap the video here, you have 1 ounce silver rounds, okay, which are very cool. This is very easy to buy. You will pay a little bit more of premium over spot. So if you want to buy 1 ounce rounds as opposed to 10 ounce bars, you're probably going to pay $3.50, $4, or maybe, $3 over spot price. If you're going to buy 10 ounce bars, because you're buying 10 ounces at a time, the spot price, the premium over spot, is going to be a little bit cheaper. So you may have about $2, $2.50 over spot per 10 ounces. So that's the way it works. The person you're buying the silver from, the refinery or the mint or the bank or whoever, they make $1 or $2 over the spot price, and that's how they make their money. So if you have 10 ounces and you're basically paying $2 over spot price, the bank will make 10 times 2, which is $20. But if you're only buying 1 or 2 ounces at a time, the bank is going to charge $3 to $3.50 over spot price, because they're not really going to make much money with $4 if they're only charging $2 over spot. So because of that, these are more expensive. So if you do want to buy a lot of silver at a time, it's not recommended to buy the 1 ounce rounds, because you will pay a lot more. However, at the same token, they're much easier to liquefy. So you have to ask yourself, what's the best for your current situation? If it's in the long-term investment, these are the best way to go, because you are paying less for the actual value. You will get more. However, these are harder to sell because they're heavier, and they are not as recognized as the Canadian maple leaf, the American eagle, the Chinese panda, Australian cocoruba. However, the one silver rule is to make sure you always buy from reputable manufacturers. This is from Scottsdale, Silvertown. You have Inglehart, Johnson Matthey, Perth Mint. You have many different, very worldwide recognized companies that manufacture these silver bars. So when you do buy the bars, make sure they're from reputable names. That way you always protect yourself against worldwide recognition and most of all, liquidity in the time of need. So I appreciate you watching this video here. In the next video, I'm going to describe how to test for silver, make sure the silver you buy is real, and I hope you enjoyed this little introduction on Silver Bullion investment. This is Avi.oziel signing out. And for all those who are getting their silver prepared, keep this video in mind before you buy your next silver purchase. Take care.